not believing it, and he was skeptical, if not outright convinced, that his strategy would fail. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but to me, that's extraordinary to say that about the man sending men and women in to fight. I'm going to ask Duncan Hunter about it now because he's with me too. Britt, it's great to see you.
Thank you, Megyn.
As we mentioned a moment ago, these charges from Secretary Gates come at the same time that al-Qaeda flags are reportedly flying now over the city of Fallujah. We see pictures. In the Anbar province, a key city that helped turn the tide for the war in Iraq. Thousands of troops sacrificed their lives to bring democracy to the Middle East. Many thought it was in vain to begin with. Many others did not believe that and went over to fight honestly and heroically. 4,489 of our young men and women were killed. 32,000 more were wounded, and they and their families now have to watch in frustration as al-Qaeda takes these cities. Representative Duncan Hunter fought in the Battle of Fallujah in early 2004, and he is outraged over the al-Qaeda takeover that threatens to undo much of what he and his fellow Marines accomplished before they withdrew in 2011.
This president has not only abandoned Iraq, he's abandoned the Middle East, Megyn. He's out of everywhere. This is a juvenile foreign policy president when it comes to hard-nosed foreign policy in the Middle East. This administration are like little children. And so what we have then is, I was over there fighting, my Marines were over there fighting, and what do we have now? Nothing to show for it because of political reasons, not because we didn't win, but purely political reasons. And God bless all the men and women who spent time in Iraq and fought there.
Duncan Hunter, thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
The book says Biden has been on the wrong side of pretty much every national security issue.
Well, Gates is right about that. But, I mean, the real issue is how can a president commit troops if his heart isn't in it when he knows that Americans are going to die? 3 of the 4 out of every 4 Americans who's died in Afghanistan has done so under the command and orders of Barack Obama. And look, the problem isn't that a president makes mistakes. Bush made horrible mistakes in Iraq. Reagan made a terrible mistake in Lebanon. Lincoln made years of mistakes until he found his general. But if you order something, if you order a mission and your heart isn't in the mission, it's a question of conscience here. And I think the president's lack of interest in Afghanistan is shown by the fact that even now, we were talking about what's happening on the ground, he has not spoken with Karzai since July, when everything is hanging now on the status of forces agreement. For a president who doesn't pick up the phone and speak with our ally in the region is really shocking.